Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of the Not For You podcast. I'm your host, as usual, Tyler Laurie, and I'm here talking about a subject that a lot of people struggle with, and that is weight loss. So, working in the fitness and health industry for over a decade now, and being an athlete for long over 2 decades, health, wellness, nutrition, and weight loss have always been something that has been in the forefront. I've been lucky, I'll be straight up with you guys, that I always have a fast metabolism, and I never had weight as a big issue in my life, losing weight. But I have had times where I've had to lose 20 pounds and stuff like that. And I do understand how weight loss works, and I understand that everybody is vulnerable. My father's overweight, so I always see what the future can hold for me. We have very similar genetics, and my grandfather, who was a muscle man, towards the end he put on a lot of weight, and I'll go into why that was and what all about balance and sustainable diet, right? But for people that just want to get started with weight loss, helped lots of people lose over 100 pounds, 50 pounds, whatever. It doesn't matter. I've seen people lose weight, gain it back. I understand the patterns, but there's one key factor to weight loss. And it's going to sound elementary, and I could get into all the micro and macro and all that bullshit that people throw at you to sound educated and sound like they know this secret. The secret is so simple, guys, that it's not a secret. It's basically common sense. Okay? And I know it sounds hard when I say it. It's like common sense for a person that's a drug addict. Just don't use drugs. Just, be sober. That's the solution. But yes, that is the solution. But you have to come up with ways for it. And it's the same sort of thing with the weight loss. It's not just don't eat. You ready for this? Move more, eat less. That's literally the bottom line, is you have to move more and eat less. Now, in fact, you can even eat more, but what I saying eat less, I mean eat less caloric intake. So what does that mean? Understanding of calories, understanding of what you're actually putting into your system, and the calorie count. You don't even have to worry about calories you're burning out versus calories. And if you're one of those people that's always looking at your watch for your workout and blogging, that becomes unsustainable. I've gotten low, dropped my weight up. I've had people lose weight, gain weight without writing everything down. You just have a common sense, and you have sort of a tally marker in your mind of what your weight loss is versus what you're doing. The number one thing you have to understand is calories in things. You're eating things that you might not even realize there's so many calories, or it says, 130 calories in the package, and you go, it's only 130 calories for this trail mix. But then when you look closer, you see it says per serving, and then you look even closer and you see it says 5 servings per packet. So if you're eating all those, it's not 130, it's 130 times 5. What's that? It's like nearly 700 calories. Like I said, I'm not great with math, so I do a lot of estimating. So you're burning nearly 700 calories. You're eating nearly 700 calories in a meal, a snack, where you could, because nobody eats a fifth of the trail mix. Let's be honest. No. So understanding the calories is going to be the biggest thing. And the best place to get an understanding of calories is at looking at the back of the packages. Taking time to looking at the back. We look at the front, we say, ooh, it's shiny, it looks good. We look at the front and we get it, but we don't take time to look at the back. The most important place to look at the back of the calories is at the supermarket. Okay? When you go out to eat and you go to a restaurant that's not a fast food, that's not a chain where it actually has the calories up on the board, you don't know how many calories the dish that you got from the Chinese restaurant is. You don't know how many calories the dish that you got from the pizzeria is. Sure, you said, but I got a salad. But yeah, that salad was with the grilled chicken. That grilled chicken has been soaking in the oil, in the dressing, so the calories are going up. You have to account for this in your head. How many a slice of pizza? How many calories is that? You can look on your phone how many calories is a slice of pizza, and it will give you an estimate. Google, as soon as you Google how many calories, it puts it up. So say it says 250. It's not terrible, but you're understanding the calories now. Now you're understanding two slices is 500, three slices is 750. Okay, then another main thing is going to be the drinks. Looking at your drinks, your liquid calories, the soda. The soda is 120 calories for the can, right? But then you look at a bottle and it's 2 servings per bottle, right? So it might be 240. So you just sat down, you had 2, 3 slices of pizza and a soda. You're already at 1,000 calorie intake. It's lunchtime. You didn't even get started on your dinner, let alone a possible dessert. So understanding calories and trying to estimate to keep yourself at a good amount of calories. And eventually, if you want to lose weight, you have to be at a calorie deficit. They'll say caloric deficit. People will try to sound advanced and smarter, right? Because everybody wants to sound smarter, because the more articulate and the larger words you can use, the more you can charge for your services, and the more well educated you are, and yada, yada, yada bullshit. Move more, eat less. I'm telling you straight up, that's the bottom line. Moving more and eating less. So, with that said, the number one way to lose weight is to go to the supermarket and get your own foods. Get your fruits, your vegetables, water. Water is 0 calories. By the time you drink X amount of sodas, X amount of juices, if you just have water, it's literally hydrating you better, and it's making your calories down. So you're going to lose weight off just supplementing to water, either than juices, sodas, uh, milk, all that stuff. You still want to have a little bit of everything in your diet. Like, you don't want to go completely off the deep end, which I'll talk to you about, which is the sustainability factor. Because if you go away from, you never have a cookie, you never have a soda, you never have this, then one day you're just going to eat a whole sleeve of cookies. You're going to drink so much soda. So we call that having a little bit of the rattlesnake venom. You want to have a little bit here, a little bit there of these things, so you don't crave them so much and you don't dream about them. But it is a slippery slope, right? Because if you have a cheat meal, and I say meal, not a cheat day, if you have a slice of pizza on Saturday, then all of a sudden Sunday night you want to have the cookie, and then that could turn into Monday again. So you have to start to recognize these patterns of when I do have one treat, I then start to slip off and I start falling. That's when you got to get yourself back moving, and you got to get yourself back on the health plan. You don't want to miss a week of the supermarket where now you're all of a sudden having to order food, and now you only get home at 10 o'clock and there's only shit, or maybe now you're stopping at fast food and you're feeling like you're fucking up. You're feeling bad about that, and it's causing you to go into a downward spiral. And sometimes going into that downward spiral feels good, right? It feels good to sometimes say, I'm going to get out, but start going into it. It's like a reason why sometimes people that are depressed can't get out of their depression, is because there's actually like an addiction in that sort of depression. I myself can speak from personal experience. I used to see how long I could grow my beard out, how before I can start to go again, how much I can take until I just can't take it anymore. And I used to be like, well, I did 2 weeks, I couldn't take it anymore. And then I'd be like, well, now 3 weeks. And then I'd start getting into how long can I go with feeling shitty, and how deep can I go into this pattern until I just say, fuck it, I can't take it anymore. And I decided not to play that game anymore with myself, because all it does is waste time. You have to go through these patterns to recognize them, but it wastes time. So back to the beginning. Supermarket. The supermarket run is going to be key for you guys. And taking a couple weeks at the supermarket to take your time. Don't feel rushed at the supermarket. Don't feel You can hang out there 2, 3 hours looking at the back of every label. You want to get sauces. Look at the back of all the sauces. Now, I'm not telling you to look at the how many sugars, how many salts, all that stuff right now. I just want you to look at the calories. If you get one marinara sauce and it says it's 180 calories per serving and 5 servings per container, or you have another one that says it's 80 calories per serving, start off with the 80 calorie per serving one. Save yourself 100 calories per serving, and all these little steps that you take will start to add up. If you go to the broccoli and it says there's no label on it, how many calories is broccoli? Take out your phone. Everybody has their phone. Google How many calories in broccoli? It'll tell you a head of broccoli is you only 30 calories for this big head of broccoli. That's like less than a bag of M&Ms. So you start realizing I can actually eat more, but more healthy, low caloric things than little bit of high calories. So you might be eating things that aren't as satiating, as aren't as fulfilling, and you're having smaller portions and you don't understand why you're not losing weight, but those are smaller portions of higher calorie foods. So you have to understand the numbers. The numbers don't lie. A math teacher that I had that used to fail me. Well, I failed the class, but I used to try to, sit up front, ask questions, engage, tell her how good her new shirt looked or how, ooh, the haircut looks great. I would try to charm her, but this one, she didn't let me get away with it because she'd say, Tyler, the numbers don't lie. You got a 50. And I'd be like, yeah, but she was all about the math and the precision of math and that you can, blink your eyelashes all you want and compliment me, but the numbers don't lie. And sure, I hated her and I thought she was a real fucking bitch for failing me, but this sort of thing is the same thing. The numbers don't lie. You can be as nice as you want. You can sweet talk. You can be this and that. But the calorie intake, those numbers don't lie. So you start making these small changes with understanding of calories. It all starts with the supermarket. What you go and buy at the supermarket is what actually goes in you. So your shopping cart is your intake. Another thing with the shopping cart is you want to try to understand your rations for the week. A big problem for me is if it's in the house, I'm going to consume it. It's very hard to not do or eat what's in the house. So I find with people that have big hauls, Costco runs, they got pantries, their cabinets are full of food and they have unlimited choices. They're going to be putting weight on. They're going to be eating way more because it's there, right? If you just empty out your cabinets, clear everything out, and this is hard for people that like if you've seen any of the weight loss shows, like, no, don't throw that out. They get very emotional. It's almost like hoarding food. You know how you want to hoard your things? You have this connection to the food. It's almost a safety net for you. But if you can have the courage to literally clear everything out, get rid of everything, your condiments, your everything, empty fridge, empty counter, and restart with $100 shop. Just get $100 worth of items for that week that you're going to ration with. And look at the calories. Get your eggs, good source of protein. Get your water. Just drink water for that week. Really take a week to just drink water. Get your fruits, your vegetables. Get your lean meats, right? $100, you can ration $100 and make it work. You might not be able to get that piece of meat that you want, that sear, that filet mignon piece that's this big, but you could get a big piece of lean meat that you'll have to slice and cook, and it's okay. And you can put that in the fridge. Chicken breast. You can get a big thing of chicken breast and find a sauce. Get a sauce that you like. Hot sauces are good. They're very low in calories. Sriracha, 5 calories per teaspoon. And guess what? It's going to make you thirsty. It's going to make you hydrate. And when you're thirsty, drink the water. But understanding how to ration, not having a big bag, and don't go to the chip aisle. Don't go down those aisles. There's no need for that. You will have that stuff in the future, but if you have a bag of chips, you're going to be craving it, and it's going to be calories that you're putting in that aren't needed. So, understanding calories and having that calorie deficit. And what do I mean by calorie deficit? I mean that you're burning more calories than you're intaking. This is the key to weight loss. If you want to lose weight, there's only one way to do it. It's to burn more calories than you take in. 1 pound is 3,500 calories. If you eat 3,500 calories, but you burn 7,000 calories, you just lost a pound. Burning 7,000 calories isn't easy, but it can be done throughout a week. Throughout 2 weeks, you could burn in a week, you could burn 1,400 calories, 14,000 calories, and you could only eat 7,000. And guess what? You just burned 2 pounds, but 7,000 calories, that's a very low caloric intake. That's only 1,000 calories a day. So that's a little unrealistic for most people, but it can be done. This is a definite way to lose weight. You have to understand the calories. If you're having 4 meals and your 4 meals are 250 calories each, then that's 1,000 calorie diet. With water, that's zero added on. So you want to have a basic understanding of these calories. This is what it all comes down to: eating less and moving more. Okay. Eating less doesn't mean eating less food, less portion. It means eating less calories and burning more calories. If you're somebody that really struggles with weight loss and just the idea of going and cooking and making all this stuff gives you anxiety, or you don't even want to leave your house, there are meal plans. I have meal plans that I do, Lori Fit Fuel meals. I cook the meals, I provide the meals. These are low caloric meals, 250 calories each. Some of them differ in what they have. Some of them are just lean meats and vegetables. Some of them have some carbs like rice and sweet potatoes, but we're staying away from big carbs like pasta, bread. We're staying away from dairy like cheese, creams, stuff like that. Stuff that's really going to be a big caloric intake, and it's going to be hard to burn those calories. Some things we say are good fats, for example, like avocado, but that doesn't mean have an avocado at every meal. Understand how many calories an avocado is. Understand what an avocado serving is. It's like 1/7. It's like one avocado a week. It's not an avocado daily. So understanding these things, these factors, is going to be huge on your weight loss journey. Like I said, you don't want to deprive yourself of every single thing, and losing weight can become addictive. When you see that scale start moving, you become addicted to that, but you want to lose it slow and steady. If you're losing 100 pounds in a year, that's a really lot of weight to lose in a year. You're going to have excess skin, and it's going to be very hard to keep that off because it was such an extreme that you're going to find yourself going to another extreme. So for people that have a lot of weight loss to lose and that want to lose it the correct way, I believe in a pound a week. That's truly what I believe in. I believe in a pound a week. You can lose 52 pounds in a year. You can lose 104 pounds in 2 years. Uh, in 4 years, you can lose 208 pounds. I mean, but this is a healthy, realistic way of changing up your diet and losing. Nobody likes to hear that. They see the scale, they want to lose quicker. They lose that patience, but it's all about enjoying the journey. So enjoy the journey and go at a slow pace. That first 2-3 weeks will be the hardest time period of it. That is going to be that initial time of your cravings are going to be the highest. Everything's going to be hard to change, but it starts slow. The first thing I would say to start with is an apple. Eat a freaking apple, right? Walk around the block. You don't have to make a major change, but if you want to, understanding how it works and going around the block. For me, what I did was I would write out a meal plan for myself. I'd write down 7 healthy meals. And if you don't understand healthy meals, do some research, look it up, write in the comment section. I'll help you out. It's my pleasure. And start putting together some meals and have them have a lot of the same ingredients, different ways that you can use peppers, onions, different dishes that you can put with broccoli, carrots, all those things. And then do one with chicken, do one with steak, do one with shrimp, right? Lean meat cuts of steak. When I say chicken, I don't mean fried chicken, I mean grilled chicken, without oil in a pan with like on a grill. Figure out how to make it healthy. If you're getting grilled chicken from a restaurant, it doesn't mean it's healthy because it might have been in a vat of oil for 2-3 days. It's literally drenched, soaked in oil, high salt, right? We want to have a little bit of salt in our diet, but we don't want salt on everything. That retains water. That's going to make it hard for your body to sweat to get water out. And sweating helps lose weight, a little bit of water weight, and not holding on and retaining everything. You'll hear people say, well, my body retains weight, but then I see you having a cookie and you're putting salt on it. Everything you're putting salt in. Of course, you're going to retain water if you're always putting salt. Those molecules are filling up with water. They're sponging up inside of you. So you want things that are going to help you to process the water, process the food, right? You don't want those salts getting in your fats. You'll know you're having too much salt when you're sweating and it's burning your eyes, when you're really feeling that salinity level is high. So we're talking about eating for weight loss. Let's talk about the calories out. So the calories in is your diet. Like I said, the best way to do that is understanding of calories, draw up a game plan, make a shopping list, make a list of things that you want to get. Find a nice low calorie sauce that you like so you don't feel like you're killing yourself and everything's so plain and bland. And map it out, write out all the things, go to the supermarket, be excited about it, and get yourself these healthy things. Now, if you go over $100, that's cool too, as long as you're getting healthy things that you're excited about. Don't be going, well, I need to get a sleeve of chips. Literally, get none of that shit. Get none of that because we know how that goes. Don't even go down those aisles. We're not up to that level yet, right? So get yourself all the healthy stuff and be excited about it. Go home. I spend one day food shopping, one day food prepping, and the other day cooking the meals. So food prepping for me isn't prepping the meals, cooking. Food prepping is chopping the vegetables, chopping all this stuff, and get yourself some Tupperware containers, some things like that to have all the stuff in. Now, if you're a person that's overweight, chances are you're spending money on meals, ordering food, all that stuff. So you have money. Very rarely do you see somebody who doesn't have much money but is overweight. You're spending your money on food. You're spending your money on snacks. This, in the long run, will be cheaper. You just have to make a little investment at the beginning in getting the proper tools, the containers, and things like that for holding the food. And maybe if you need something to chop or pans to cook, if you don't have stuff. So, yes, you do have to make a little investment at the beginning for yourself, but it's worth it in the end. And you're going to save money. You can't really trust anything out at a restaurant. And when you go out to a restaurant, they're gonna bring you the chip. If you go to Chinese, they're gonna bring you the not the chips, the noodles or whatever it is. Wherever you go, there's always gonna be a little temptation. So the best thing to do is to not go out and just make your food a personal thing. The other thing I would suggest is a lot of the times you're going to find yourself in a position where you're hungry and you just need a little extra boost to get you past so you can make it to the next meal, but you don't have your next meal on you. So you make a bad choice. You go to 7-Eleven, you grab something, a bad choice, you grab a soda with it, and you start that slippery slope. My suggestion to you is to have, and this helps me majorly, is to have a healthy bar, snack protein bar. It doesn't have to be protein or a healthy 100-calorie bar, oat bar, whatever it is. You got to have these things on your, usually if it's a woman, one in the purse, one at work, one box in the purse, one box at work, one box in the car. And limit yourself to 2, 3 of them a day. So the max you're doing is 200, 300 calories. Don't eat a whole box, right? You have to control yourself with that, but just enough to keep you satiated from making a bad choice, from going next door and getting a slice of pizza. Something that will get you to the next level, right? So having those healthy choices on hand. I have something in the car, I have something at work, and I have something at home. So I always have, I'm either in car, I'm either at work, in my car, or I'm at home. Now, if I'm traveling where I'm not in at home, I'm not in the car, and I'm not at work, I'm taking a train and to go to the city for an event or something, and I know bring one of the bars on you, put it on your person, right? Take something with you. So preparedness is going to be the key. So you want to be prepared for all these situations with the dieting. Be prepared with the situations. Once you start eating clean, you're going to feel a massive amount of energy. You're going to be sleeping less. You're going to be tired less. You're not going to be taking naps. Right now, if you're overweight, you're probably tired all the time. You want to take naps every time almost after you eat, and you're waking up later in the day. You can sleep. I noticed for myself, even though weight loss wasn't an issue, just eating clean, I can maintain by eating a little dirty, gain 5, 10 pounds. But I noticed the first thing I noticed was waking up at 6 a.m. buzzing with energy. Now, of course, I forced myself to go back to sleep because I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. But that was the first thing. After 2, 3 days of eating clean, I'm up. I'm like up at 6 a.m., ready to go. And I noticed I'm not napping. I used to think every day I'd take a nap, take a nap. Sometimes once, twice a week, I take a nap in the middle of the day, but usually it's because I had a big lunch or something. When you're not eating like that, you don't need to nap like that. You don't aren't exhausted. Your body isn't working to break down all this stuff. So your metabolism isn't firing at all power go, all engines go here. So everything else has to shut down, which feels good because now you can get more done. You can become more productive. You have way more energy. So it's up to you how you use that energy, but you're going to be feeling better and you're going to have more mental clarity because you're not going to be tired. You're going to be able to think better and all those things are going to come together. I was thinking about something else I wanted to say about the dieting. Yeah, it's not easy and it's going to take discipline, but you can do it, right? If I can do it, you can do it. Start slow, don't crush yourself, and just get after it. You're looking for that sustainability. So you can have cheats here once in a while, just this one slice of pizza, one thing, but try to keep it to one. And we're not up to that yet. If you're really working on weight loss, it's best to avoid those things, but then slowly start implementing them into your life. But use it really as a reward on days that you did a really intense workout. So don't just do it just because you're feeling lonely or you're sad or you're bored. Really try to figure out what those days are. I went for a 5 mile run today. I'm really proud of myself. I'm going to reward myself with one slice of pizza, not a pie of pizza. Understanding that you give yourself that little reward and that you earned it. Remember what the other thing was going to say. You want to stay in a calorie deficit. You want to think of yourself as like a car gas tank. You don't always want to go to full because then from full it's going to only go to half, and then when you're at half a tank, you don't want to be one of those people that at half a tank you got to go to full. Half a tank. You want to go to start, get yourself hungry, go to empty, then go to half a tank, then go to empty, then go to half a tank, then go. As soon as you go to full, it's going to be way harder to get those calories to catch up if every time you're going up and down, up and down, up and down, right? You don't need to eat to the point of complete fullness. You have to eat to live, not live to eat. Once in a while, you want to get completely stuffed and feel that feeling of that you need to take a nap after, and that's cool. Do that with a healthy choice. Fill yourself up one day if you're like a person that really likes binge eating and that's like sort of your thing and you're really missing that craving of just all that blood rushing to your stomach and being really full. Find something healthy to basically fill yourself up on. Eat a lot of, a lot of grilled chicken, a lot of vegetables, and fill up on that. Lot of lot of stuff like that. So I'm making turkey meatballs. They're healthy. I have normal one size portion. I'm feeling like I want to have three portions of that instead of one. So you're still filling up and then have a lot of grilled chicken with it and then have a lot of steak with. So you can still fill your gas tank up once in a while if you really want to feel that feeling of like just being completely stuffed because maybe you haven't felt like you've been full in a long time and that gets a little like you just always feel like you're on that line of yeah, you're okay, but you're not satisfied. You're looking for that satisfaction. It's okay. Do it with healthy things. Don't fill yourself up with a Papa John's 3 topping large pizza and a 2 liter of soda, right? You can still that full feeling. You'll still feel sick. You eat enough steak and vegetables, you'll feel sick. You'll feel like I need to sleep. You can still get that feeling. So do it with healthier things that your body can process quicker and it'll still be less calories, right? You can still get that full feeling with less calories and that's a good way to do it. I will talk about replacement for sweets and things like that, but you'll see after a while of no sugar, strawberries, blueberries, fruits, vegetables, tomatoes, things are going to start to taste sweet. Candy yams, like things will start to taste sweeter than they ever tasted before. It's just because you're lowering your tolerance for that sugar and overstimulus of the high fructose corn syrup and all that shit that's in all this processed food and stuff like that. You want to stay away from the process. I believe in like the what's that diet called? The paleo diet, basically the caveman. If you can kill it, If you can pick it, if you can grow it, you can eat it. So basically, fruits, vegetables, uh, meats, water, all that stuff is good. Now, juices are high in calories. I'm not saying not to have juices, but look at them. You can have some juices, make yourself some smoothies. Stay away. If you're going to have yogurt, go for the non fat, low calorie yogurts. Look at the back. Look at the differences of the calories. That's going to be the main thing. Understanding the calories. And then you could kind of do an estimate of how many calories you're having. And then if you want to have less, you could smaller your portion sizes, or you can start to go towards things that are even less calories. So smaller portions and lower caloric foods is going to help you. Now, exercising, cardio. The best thing to do for weight loss is going to honestly be walking, moving, cardio. Things that don't need to feed the muscle too much. Yeah, you want muscle and build all that, but if you really need weight loss right now and you're looking to lose weight, I would say moving, exercise, the treadmill, walking. Start off if you can't, if it hurts, 15 minutes, then add the next day 20 minutes, then add. I would say an hour to an hour and a half of cardio plus eating healthy is going to make anybody lose weight. And when I say treadmill, I don't mean running. You could go on 3 miles an hour, headphones on, just for an hour and be moving. Okay. If you're moving for an hour a day like that and you're eating healthy, things are going to start to happen. You're automatically eating less calories and moving more at this point. If you're somebody who struggles and feels that I am eating healthy and I am moving, well, you either have to change the switch. You either have to start eating healthier and you'll lose weight, less calories in, or you have to start moving more, putting in an extra workout, add an extra one in the morning, add an extra 20 minutes, add an extra hour weekly, and start making those tweaks. Now, if you do both, if you turn down the caloric intake and you turn up the caloric burn, now you're really going to see a difference. So when people are plateauing, if you feel something's not happening where the weight isn't changing, you have to go down in one direction, the calories, or up in one direction for the calorie burn. So either you have to go down on the caloric intake and up on the calorie burn. If you do both simultaneously, you'll definitely see weight loss, right? Because that's the whole thing is caloric deficit. That means that you're burning more calories than you're taking in. There's plenty of ways to lose weight. If you're a person that having trouble motivating yourself or getting out there and getting on the treadmill, get into a gym, a place where there's going to be other people doing it. It's always easier to do something when you're surrounded by that positive energy or a place where people have already done what you're trying to achieve and they're doing it. So look up your local place. Don't try to just put all your eggs in one basket. It's going to be a lot. You're going to have to start to understand those patterns, and you have to have a number for yourself that once you lose the weight, if you get to this certain number, you have to hit that reset button and revamp. But every time you do this, because it is going to be a process, you're going to learn the calories, the foods you like, the mistakes you make. Oh, I ended up here. Oh, I didn't have a healthy snack on me. I was hungry. I didn't have this. I didn't have that. So the calories are going to be huge. There are calories when you put the creamer in your coffee. So there are little sneaky calories that sneak in there in the diet and that you don't realize, oh shit, I'm pouring a lot of the creamer in. Oh shit, I'm having a bunch of coffees. I'm having this and that. Everything has calories in it. So just be aware, start noticing it. Don't be ignorant to the calories. Don't just be mind out here, just eating this, eating that. Start understanding it. And the more educated you are, the more educated you can be in your movement to lose the weight. Like I said, it's not easy. It's going to come down to discipline. If you just want to say fuck it, well, then fuck it. It's not going to work. But if you really want to try to make a change, you can understand these calories and start slowly implementing it. The best way for me is to, if you don't have it in the home, then you're not going to eat it. I always noticed whenever I went like the Costco run or I had things in bulk, I always ended up eating in bulk and eating way more calories. If I have a little bag of peanuts, guess what? I'm going to eat only that bag of peanuts. If I have a huge bag of almonds that I bought from Restaurant Depot or I bought from Costco, I eat more almonds in a week than I would normally eat in a month and a year. Like, so if you don't have it, you won't eat it. So ration yourself, give yourself a budget, give yourself a limit. Imagine you were stranded on an island and you had only this amount of food till the next food drop and you had to make it last. Okay. I know you're in control. If you say, fucking, I'm going to go through the whole cabinet in one night, then you got to work on that self discipline. Then maybe you only go to the supermarket, you go to the supermarket daily and you buy your supplies that you need ration for the day. It depends on how dire of a situation you're in, how much you really want the change, but you can figure it out. If you don't have time to go to a supermarket once a week because you're working so much and stuff like that, you have to really rethink about what you're doing with your life and you have to put yourself first. You have to understand that if you're working so much and you're so busy that you don't have time to go to a supermarket, and some of these supermarkets are 24 hours, that you have to rearrange things. Your priorities are all out of whack. Maybe for the first time, you have to put yourself first. Again, there are plenty of food places. You could come to me to get food and I can make you meals. But at the end of the day, I do believe that you need to know how to do all this stuff on your own and be self sufficient if you want it long term. I mean, you can order pre-made meals for the rest of your life. Maybe you're loaded. Maybe you can have a personal chef. But most people have to understand how to do these things on their own, because what happens if the food thing is closed, or what happens if something goes wrong and you can't get food that week from the meal prep places? You're gonna just go to Taco Bell or go to Mickey D's or something like that. You're going to understand you want to stay away from those things. Those foods that are in there are no good. You're going to see they make you tired. They make you lethargic. Once in a while, yeah, you want to have a cheat, you whatever. But for the most part, you want to understand calories, understand calories, calories in, and then have a general understanding of how many calories you burn. I never used one of those watches or one of those calorie counters ever. The only time I ever use something is on my phone for if I go for a run, but that's just because I want to know the general mileage that I went and the time that I did it in. It'll still tell you the calories that you burn, but you will know when you're burning calories. You will know when you're eating bad things. Use common sense, burn calories, and eat less. Bottom line. All right. Like I said, maybe or maybe not, this is, or it's not for you. Let me know. Comment, like, subscribe. Please, if you have any questions, I'd love to answer your questions. Follow me on Tyler_Laurie on Instagram, or comment below. And anything personalized, I'd love to help you out with some meal plans, some food prepping, or any ideas or questions that you have. There are going to be so many different types of workout plans and so many different types of diets, fad diets, in, out. What I'm talking about is sustainable for life, right? I want you to be able to have a little something at the party. I want you to be able to enjoy life. But at the beginning, you're going to have to be a little strict for those first couple months until you can slowly start to have those things. Because I don't want you to feel bad when you have those things. I don't want you to never have a cookie again. I don't want you to never have a piece of cake again. But you have to understand, one piece of cake's okay. Once you start going to two, now it starts getting a slippery slope. So plan yourself for what you want to do and how you want to go about it. And when you do have that piece of cake, make sure that you have meals prepped at home for that week. Don't have that cake on that day when you usually go food shopping on Thursday, and then you skip Friday, and then Saturday you start ordering food, and then now you're back in the work week on Sunday. You had a plan, and now it's Monday. You're going to fuck up. That's part of learning. You can't learn without fucking up. That's going to be the best way to learn, but don't be ignorant to your fuck ups. Be honest with yourself and start to backtrack what it was that how you fucked up. If you know you're going to cheat, or not, it's not cheat. If you know you're going to have something that's high in calories, set yourself up for that, but set yourself up to then have healthy options waiting for you there, easy, right after. Don't buy the whole package of chips. Go buy the small thing from a place. Go get one slice of pizza. Don't order a pie. What are you going to eat one slice and throw the rest of the pie out? That's bullshit. Go in, get a single slice, get over, and keep moving. Okay. That's it. Set it up in another couple weeks. I'll have the slice. Another general rule of thumb that I use with weight, if you're having problem, if you're somebody who's in shape but you want to eat healthy, if you can't tell me exactly what it is you're craving at that moment, then eat healthy. If you can be like, I want a chicken parm entree right now with a side of penne if you know exactly what you want and you're craving it, get it because it's going to haunt you. It's going to haunt you. This is for the people that are in the process already. But if you're like, I don't know, I'm just hungry, I'll just or eat healthy. If you don't know exactly what you're craving, eat healthy. Because a lot of the times we don't know what we're craving, but I'll just get Chinese food. I'll just get Italian. I'll just get no, if you don't know exactly what you want and you're not craving anything specific, don't eat shitty. Just eat healthy at those points because it's going to be much easier to eat healthy when you're not craving than when you're craving that dish and you know exactly you could pinpoint. I want a bacon, egg, and cheese, salt, pepper, ketchup on a toasted egg bagel with a Nesquik. Like if I'm craving that and I got that thought in my head, I'm going to be thinking that for the next couple days until I eventually get that. So if you know exactly what you want, write it down. But most people don't know exactly what they want. If you've ever been in a relationship, the hardest part is figuring out what you guys want for dinner. Maybe 1, 2 nights of the week, you know exactly what you want. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. And then usually when you order whatever you ordered for the guy or the girl, 2024, order two. Don't just order yourself one because all of a sudden that girlfriend or boyfriend that wasn't hungry is about to eat half your shit. So always order double and be like, you know what? I thought you'd be hungry. Here's another burrito. Or I thought you'd be hungry. I did actually get an extra sushi roll. Just think of them because nobody's hungry until that thing is in front of them. So give yourself healthy choices. And if you're a person that wants to eat healthy and you're with a significant other that's not, have that meal, have that bar there so you're not tempted, so you can feel satiated. Because if you're starving, it's going to be very, very difficult to say no to temptation. When you're really hungry, that's when it gets hard. So if you're going to be in a situation where you're really, really hungry, make sure you have those healthy choices with you. So at least you can be not starving and you can have some insight and some clarity for the next hour and a half, 2 hours to get yourself to your healthy choices. Or when you're going over to that person's house, bring your healthy meal. It's fine. I used to hang out with my friends after work. I'd go over to my friend's basement and they'd all be ordering Chinese food and all this different type of stuff, fries, Chinese food, soda. And I would be super tempted, but I'd be getting ready for a martial arts competition or a bodybuilding competition. And I knew I couldn't eat that shit. So I would bring Tupperware of food with me down to the basement. They'd go, oh, what are you eating? Whatever. I don't care. I was a man on a mission. The times that I didn't bring the food with me, I'd be, let me get a piece of sesame chicken. You know what? Just make me a little plate. Let me get some lo mein, some rice, some sesame chicken, and I like that stuff. And it's important to have those meals once in a while. But when I'm a man on a mission and I'm really trying to figure out the right thing to do, why put myself in those situations? So I would always bring that meal prep with me. And that way I didn't even have to have their Chinese. I didn't have to have any of their food, a cup of soda. I'd have my jug of water, my food, and I'd feel good about it. I'd be proud of myself. I prepped the food. I'm excited to eat it. And I'd have a little bar with me. I'd have that bar. So if I wanted something sweet after, if I didn't feel completely full, I'd have my granola bar, my extra 100 calories on top of my 250. Big whoop. I ate 350 calories. And then I just drink water until I felt completely full and stuffed. That gallon of water, carrying a gallon of water is huge. Always, if you're hungry, take a 10-second chug. That could help out too. And yeah, spicy food always helped me to chug a lot of water to get full as well. And it's all about that, making the right choices. If you make the right choices and you prepare, you won't fail. Fail to prepare, prepare to fail. So if you don't bring those things with you, it's going to be very hard. And all it takes is 1 week, 1 day of the week where you go food shopping, you prep the food, you do it. And then as time goes on and on, it gets easier to cook, prep. You come up with your process, right? It's not difficult. It's hard at first, but you create it. And over time, a week, couple weeks, a month, and you'll have periods where you stop and then you see once your scale gets back to that number, that's your alert button number, right? You have to bring it back down and then do that. And if you ignore that number, then just know the process is going to be much harder. But keep tabs of yourself. Nobody knows yourself better than you know yourself. Don't lie to yourself. Be your friend. Don't beat yourself up too much. Don't get all upset. Be Enjoy the process and give yourself a little leeway, a little wiggle room, because the worst is if you're just like too rigid, too disciplined, and then it fucks up and then you just overflow and go completely the opposite direction. So you're looking for balance, sustainability, and overall happiness, right? So do what makes you happy, look good, feel good. So, or feel in like eat good, look good, feel good, fuck good. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I heard that on a bumper sticker once. But that's what it's all about. So just enjoy yourself and don't expect anything and everything to change just because you're dieting and you lost this weight. Don't expect your whole life to change. It's just one aspect. A lot of people fall into that pattern of thinking once I get the abs, once I get the money, once I get to this. It doesn't work like that. Spoiler alert. Once you get the abs, it doesn't mean you're going to get all the girls. Once you lose the weight, it doesn't mean you're going to get a boyfriend. You know, it just means that you're being a healthier, better version of yourself and just be happy with that. Be grateful for that. And then that will empower you to then come forth and do other things. And if, if those other things, you're just going to give off a better energy and maybe those things that you want to do will happen, but don't lose weight for any other reason than yourself. Don't do it. Sure, it's going to be motivational for the wedding, the vacation, the this, the that, but do it for yourself and feel good about yourself. And once you're feeling good about yourself, you can't lose, right? Even if, because then you don't let the external of other people affect your internal. If you're feeling good about yourself and you go on a blind date and it's shitty, don't feel shitty about it. Oh, brush it off, feel good. And the key to that is just feeling good about yourself. And the way to feel good about yourself is to do the things that you know you want to do and not beat yourself up. Put forth the things you want to do. And it's not doing those things that makes you feel better, accomplishing those things. It's the path of who you become while you're doing it, the growth, right? Once you hit the goal, I hit the goal. But it's that growth, it's that pattern of that growth, which is going to make you happy, which is going to make you healthy, and it's going to give you better energy out. And if the other things don't happen right away, you can use the same sort of process with this and just making those small changes and pushing forward and understanding the patterns and seeing when it gets hard and seeing when you fall back. And you can use that for other parts of your life. It's just all about knowing you and recognizing and being honest with yourself of those patterns and recognizing them and not allowing yourself to fall too deep and feeling that and maybe sleeping it off and not letting day turn into days, turn into weeks, turn into months, turn into years. But nobody can do that for you except for you. It's not easy. There definitely are seasons of better and worse, but things are going to happen to all of us no matter what. Life is going to happen. Loved ones are going to be here, are going to be gone. Friendships can come, they can go. Things happen to people that are out of our control. Health issues happen to us that are out of our control. But the things that are in our control, what we take in, how we move, how we think, those are the things we have to work on. And the way that we work on them is starting, not one day, like The Rock says, day one. Not one day, day one. So just start with day one. And if day one's getting you anxious, figure it out, write it out on paper, and pick a date and start. Don't wait for it to be perfect. News alert, it's never perfect timing. The perfect timing to start mostly anything is now. Sure, some things that when I have the money, when I have this, that, yes, but you'd be surprised how much you can really start with nothing and get the ball rolling and get to that next place. A lot of the times when I get to here and then guess what? By the time you get to there, you're already aged out of that thing that you were waiting perfectly for. So get started. And if there's a will, there's a way. And maybe the way's for you. Maybe the way's not for you. I don't know. Maybe life's great. You got a fucking money comes in. You got 100,000 friends, men, women, whoever you want are throwing themselves at you. But for most people, times are tough. Life ain't easy. And you got to put forth effort because if you just sit there and let life happen to you, it'll run you over, guaranteed. When you're younger, you can let that happen. You can just let life happen because you got people taking care of you, cooking the food, driving you around, doing this. But if you don't, you don't work, you don't make money, you can't pay for a car, you can't have a house. There's all these societal things that we need to do and all these pressures that build up. And the longer you let them build up, the heavier it all becomes until it almost becomes crippling and debilitating. So slowly start working one thing at a time. I truly feel the diet is the first thing. It's going to give you more clarity. It's going to make you less tired. It's going to allow you to function better and have more energy. And when you have that energy, don't waste it. Don't beat yourself up that first week or that too early. Let the process take place, but you will feel an energy shift almost instantly. Give yourself time. Be kind to yourself. If you mess up, don't go off the deep end. Hit that reset. I love Mondays. Mondays are a reset button. If you fucked up, Mondays. But if you see you're fucking up every week and saying Monday, 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 maybe you have to start going back and seeing where you're fucking up and start coming up with patterns to counterbalance what you're doing, right? If you say, well, I end up here on every Friday and then I end up drinking and then I get drunk and then I say, fuck it, and I order a pie of pizza. Well, then maybe, just maybe for this 1 week, don't drink that Friday and don't get that pizza and see how it goes. Or or not. Or maybe it's not for you, but nothing changes if nothing changes. And the more you resist, the more it will persist. And that's pretty much it, guys. That's what I have to say. Again, if you have any questions or comments, please below. I could go on about these subjects all day long. I know it to be true. I've seen it. Just because you know something to be true doesn't mean it's easy. Yeah, you want to get sober? Just stop using drugs. Yeah, you want to get leaner? Stop eating such bad calories and move more. Like, it's easy. We could all say it. Everybody knows it to be common sense. But how are we implementing these things into our life to do it? Well, it all comes up with coming up with a game plan for yourself, writing it down, put it on paper. The pen and paper might just be the most powerful weapon out there. Put it on paper, draw out a plan for yourself, and come up with your routine. I'm wishing you guys the best of luck. If you have any questions or comments, please ask me down below. It'd be my pleasure to answer them for you. Like, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram, Tyler_Laurie. You could always DM me and ask me any of your questions or comments in there. I'm more than happy to help you. And if you're looking for a coach or some sort of personal training situation, I'm always open for that as well. I will love to talk to you, give you a quick little run through of what I do with that, and see if that's something you'd be interested in. It doesn't matter where you are. I can do it digitally, virtually. If you're local, you could come in and see me, but I can write you out a plan. I can show you how everything works, and we can get your ball rolling. And I'll give you some sort of accountability with me, with the check-ins. And other than that, keep on pushing it, guys. I got faith in you. You can do it. If you're thinking about making a change, you're already onto the process. That's already the first step. You have to want it. If you don't want it, you can't do it. If you're not down enough to where you want to make it, well, then keep on cruising. But eventually, when you get there and you're ready to make that fucking change, do it. Let me know. I'll support you. I'll follow you. I'm here to give you advice on anything you need. I support you. That helps me feel good about myself. It helps you feel good about yourself. We're all feeling good. That's what we want. We want to have those positive relationships where we're both doing good and making each other feel better. So I'd love to help. Please comment right below and best wish. And maybe it is, but maybe it's not for you.